really are the first nurse advice line to address the issues specific to spinal cord injury.
We wanted to be available for our patients. We wanted to be able to take care of their needs over the phone.
The nurse advice line is free. Anyone in the United States can call the 1-800 number to ask for help.
We're providing clinical expertise that Craig is well known for. So we're not providing it just for our patients. We're making it available to anybody.
It allows us to go outside the walls of Craig and actually continue to wrap ourselves around people that have spinal cord injuries to help them through their day-to-day challenges in life. Craig Hospital is a specialty hospital. We care for medical and rehabilitation needs of those folks that have been affected by a catastrophic spinal cord or traumatic brain injury.
Craig Hospital had our first designation in 2005 as a magnet facility, and we were redesignated in 2010. The Nurse Advice Line really exemplifies what it is to be a magnet facility.
This program really has reached out externally to the whole community for those patients who are living with spinal cord injury.
Community is very important to us here at Craig Hospital. It's a value we hold near and dear to our hearts. There's estimated 262,000 people living with spinal cord injury in the United States, and they are our community.
They have specific special needs, and without the nurse advice line, those needs would go either unmet or, more importantly, be misdiagnosed or mishandled.
The Nurse Advice Line was developed about 4 years ago when the outpatient clinic recognized a need. They had been taking telephone calls from the community and requests for information and advice and that type of thing.
The nursing staff on the floors was receiving a lot of phone calls from former patients who had a lot of concerns and questions about health-related issues to their spinal cord injuries. It was hard for the nurses to answer those questions without feeling like their license was being compromised, but we wanted to help too.
Nurses in the state of Colorado are licensed to practice in the state of Colorado. We are also part of a compact state licensure that outside of that, if a nurse is giving advice,
it would be outside of our scope to be giving advice like across state lines.
Nurses can lose their license for that.
Over time, it just got to be too much.
It became apparent that we needed to continue to provide a resource to our graduates from the facility, as well as other spinal cord injury patients, families, friends, healthcare providers in the communities, and thought the best way to do that would be to have an advice line.
There were a lot of nurses involved in this. We started off with the outpatient clinic. All of the nurses in that department were very instrumental in putting this project together.
Nursing leadership helped by supporting it and creating a position in which there is a full-time person working to answer calls and do triage on the line.
It was critical to the success of this program to make sure that our staff, nurses, had a voice in the process.
Nurses were empowered to create the intervention to meet a patient need, and then they stuck with it to design better processes using the nursing process.
The Nurse Advice Line is innovation that's developed by nurses, and not only by a nurse, but by a bedside nurse.
My name is Deidre Bricker, and I am the program coordinator for the Craig Hospital Spinal Cord Injury Nurse Advice Line.
This advice line reaches out into a very specialized population of our community, and the community isn't just Colorado.
We have people from all over the United States and some from foreign countries calling us.
There is data collected, so we know what people are calling about. We know what state they're calling from. So that is rich data for us to enhance some of our education.
So they really are taking that information that we're getting from it and using it back into the inpatient side to help us evolve our practice.
Because it's something that's always evolving, that's a huge innovation. It's not static.
From year 1 to year 3, we've seen a 50% increase in call volume.
And we've now increased from just me sitting there answering every single phone call that comes in to having 3 nurses.
One is fluent in Spanish, so she's able to address the needs of our Spanish-speaking populations.
We are required to be licensed in every state in the United States so that we can provide nursing advice over state lines.
We use the model systems for spinal cord injured patients, and it's information that is available nationally.
We are primarily education and advocacy for the patients.
We disseminate knowledge to them. We help them become self-sufficient and be able to advocate for themselves.
Our focus is basic triage, getting people to where they need to be.
So what we're doing is we're helping them learn about their injuries, learn about the potential complications, and then also share that information with their healthcare providers so that they're able to get really good care.
We are providing a specialized service to people who would not otherwise get it out in the world.
A lot of families are just relieved to know that there's somebody that they can call who knows about spinal cord injury.
I think some of the outcomes are immeasurable as far as peace of mind.
We have patients that will call in just to verify that they're doing the right thing based on what the nurse told them to do the last time that they called in.
People are overwhelmingly satisfied with our service.
Satisfaction has been upwards of 90%.
We know that it's really serving a great need, and people are really reaching out for it.
It's impacted our entire facility in the fact that we're not receiving nearly as many calls to the floor that we were. And if we do get some of those calls, we have a resource to give them when they call.
Telehealth nursing and just telemedicine in general is becoming a reality.
People want and need information faster and more reliable information at the click of a button, the picking up of the phone.
People more and more are using technology to connect, especially people in rural areas.
There's too many of us out there that need help that can't get it, either monetarily or them not knowing what to do with you.
I think I'm the only paraplegic in that town, literally. I'm almost positive I am.
The hospitals there really don't know a whole lot about paras or quads.
We really help coach the people that call us so that they can be better advocates for themselves when they go back to their healthcare provider in their community.
I think however long you've been injured, you're always going to run into questions.
You're no longer an inpatient. Your life isn't centered around, medical care and therapy and that type of stuff. You're back into the real world. And so this is a means that's just far more conducive for people's schedules and people's lives in general.
You don't have to be here. You don't have to be, oh gosh, I don't have a re-eval for another 9 months. What am I going to do until then?
We have all of the information available. If we don't have the information, then we go out and we find it, or we help direct you to find that information in your own community.
One way or another, they're going to be able to help you solve your issue over the phone, or they're going to steer you in the right direction to get it solved.
I feel good that it's there, because believe me, something goes wrong in that small town, it's like really hard.
The helpline, I think, provides those services that otherwise really wouldn't be available.
Knowing that you can get this help through this advice line and knowing that they will follow up with you is a big relief to know that.
I just like the fact that it's there, because it's one less thing to worry about.
You've got something you can rely on.
It does give you a sense of empowerment and a greater sense of independence.
I'm really happy that they have this advice line, and I will continue to use it because where I live, they don't know anything about us.